Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Adorado, Shurenzi, Glorious E, everyone, Unconditional Love Tarot, Elizabeth Martinez. Thank you everyone for joining me. Couple of things. I got carried away a little bit on Sunday or Saturday. I don't remember anymore when that was because, I've been working every day. If I'm not here streaming, I'm doing my own work and fixing my systems here so I can stream, so I can confuse the day. Sorry about that. But I was so busy laughing at Noem, who lost his bag. I didn't look at around her, who was around her. I was focusing on the person who took the bag, and he got away. The thing is, something happened in between, because I was looking at it, and last night I was looking at Midas Touch. That's what prompted me, because I'm so busy looking at other things around Trump and Hegseth. So until last night, I was looking at Midas Touch, and I was looking at the person, the thief who stole her bag. There is more to this, okay? But it feels like, to me, Trump and we have the power. They have the power of the government. Are going all out to find this person because they are suspicious. They've done so many things, and I'll say some more about this. Remember, guys, I told you the reasons why I don't like her. She killed that dog. To me, that picture in front of that prison is really sick and pornographic in some ways, among other things she's done. So, I didn't even think about her, but I was looking at it last night. The order is from Trump. Besides her, they want to catch the person. But Trump wants to show, thank you very much, Daniel Martin, for the university and the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yes, so you would be surprised over that. Don't get me wrong. Like I said the other day, if it was my stuff, I'd be very angry, even if it's a penny that's in there. And I would be angry over all the people losing their stuff as well. But her, because of the way she treats, I don't know how many of you saw that young, I don't know if he's Palestinian or what nationality she is, or he is, I'm sorry, who got called thinking that he was going to have the last interview for his citizenship. They arrested him. They set him up. They arrested that young lady, that cancer researcher I told you, among others. Okay? But they have deployed, they are not treating it like a regular, if somebody stole my wallet or you lose your bag, okay? It's a whole different thing. They are taking an ego trip on this. So deploying that, the resource that I feel they are deploying behind the scenes, it may take a little while, but they're going to find the person, okay? And there are other fears here as well, because I was looking at this. I was looking at it on Midas Touch, the way they were explaining it. This can get complicated. But I wanted to make sure I let you guys know. I was so happy and, like I was joking, whoever stole her bag didn't watch her video, or, I'm still laughing about it, I'm cracking up. They don't believe in that, whatever she was selling, how powerful she is, and they're going to hurt people if you come here. You got to come here legally. I'm not, saying people should come into this country illegally. You got to go through the process. But abusing people, hurting kids, I think the majority of Americans feel the way I do. Don't abuse people. And these people are too vulnerable. And They help us in so many ways. Our society, they are contributing, regardless. They are CEOs of Apple and Google, or they are collecting potatoes on a farm. So, and they don't even benefit very much from the contribution they are making to our society, and they are being mistreated. So, I have to give, like I always told you, if something changes, I'll tell you. That's my change on this situation. The deployment behind the scenes is crazy. The action that's being taken, I'm shocked. I was surprised last night, but anyway, I had to share that. The second thing is, I told you guys, it was last week I predicted it was gonna happen. I said she was gonna eat Trump's lunch. I don't know how many of you heard yesterday. He changed his mind again. I don't feel anyone should trust him. But some people have gotten through to him, and from what I understand, two important meetings, one at the White House, and Hegseth had, well, this too is kind of shady, okay? Hegseth had a secret meetings with some people who are specialists in that field can talk about it better than I do. But since I'm serious. I'm only a psychic. I'm not an expert in finance or economy, and I don't have any reservation in admitting this. I'm not. What I'm good at, I'll tell you. So, but my fears are coming true. She senses blood in the water. I don't know how many of you, I'm sure, sorry, let me take that back. I'm sure you guys have heard. She released a comment this morning about, I'm paraphrasing, they are willing to negotiate. But the tariffs the tariff they're going to impose on us will go down to 40 to 50%. I don't have a good feeling about this because, like I said before, they have a psychological profile of Trump, and Trump is behaving exactly according to the psychological profile they have of him. He's a one-trick pony. He doesn't know much else. And in fact, he's doing the same thing with Harvard. They sent Harvard a letter demanding that they take control of every aspect of the university. And now, we made a mistake. We didn't mean to, the letter wasn't approved and all kinds of stuff. And now he's asking for negotiation, for Harvard to come back to the negotiation table. It's the same stupid thing. But with China, it's a bigger deal. With Harvard, it's a big deal for us. Both international economy, finance is going to affect us like you wouldn't believe. I'm losing, this is really bothering me. But the Harvard situation is going to affect us in a different way. In any event, I was looking at the screen. One thing I almost forgot to say, but after I'm done with this, I'll tell you guys. She knows how to handle Trump based on the psychological profile. And let me tell you guys, intuitively, the way I'm looking at he's going to continue to manipulate Trump for as long as he's in the White House and put him down. Passive-aggressive type of people, that's how he's going to handle Trump. Very nice, all of a sudden, bam, and then, oh, I didn't mean to, it wasn't me. That's how she is going to treat Trump, because he doesn't think Trump is that bright. And he has no respect for Trump, like I have said before. Okay? But intuitively, it feels like to me she is going to use this opportunity. Well, it's taking place already, unfortunately for us. A lot of investors are withdrawing their money from our market. And the way I see this going, Trump has created so much negative energy or negative feelings toward our country. It's not going to take us very long to see the changes in our economy and our way of life. If it takes more than a year and a half, I'll be surprised. And it's going to take time, even when the next president comes in. That's how bad. Right now, we're not realizing, we know, and intuitively I feel what I have been fearing for a while. I've been sharing it with you. Trump has done it to us. He shot us in the foot. And she's going to stop at nothing to grab the mantle. I feel we still have a chance of holding to that mantle. And let me tell you, the only reason why is because our friends, people who really work with us, for two reasons. They're going to be willing again once Trump leaves the scene, pushed out or otherwise. Okay. They are expecting us to get back to normal. Everybody goes through, challenging periods, bad things happen. That's how I feel most of our friends will look at what's happening today. The other thing is, they don't trust she. They trust us more than they trust she. That's what it feels like to me. Thank you, Tem C. Salt, for your generosity on the super chat. I appreciate it. What is Harris thinking to host 25,000 dinner while we protest rich rulers? Give me 1 second. But I feel we still have a chance. But she, like I've said before, will continue to humiliate Trump. That's what I feel is coming. And there is nothing Trump is going to be able to do about it. If you heard him yesterday saying, well, we're going to be nice, we're going to do this, it's no longer in Trump's camp. It's not his decision anymore. He capitulated because he had no choice. And we know that. And that's what Harvard is. That's how Harvard is going to get him, among other people who are going to stand up to him, because they know they have to have a hammer big enough to hit back. And once you do that, he's going to back off. And as I'm talking about the Sheath situation, remember yesterday I told you Harvard is not only going to defend itself, but they will go on the offensive. And it's not only going to be Harvard. I know there is something I learned yesterday. I heard it before, but I didn't think about it. There is a Harvard Corporation. I guess that's the entity that manages the endowment. Okay. They are more open to negotiating with Trump than Harvard, the school, I guess. I don't know the name of all the entities at Harvard. But anyway, they are putting pressure. But intuitively, the way I'm getting the school right now, I mean, it's a bunch of donors as well who are putting pressure on the corporation because they have liaison, they have mutual friends with Trump. Okay, so they don't want, they want to make a deal, but the people at Harvard and Twitter, I feel are correct. You make a deal with Trump, it's like making a deal with the devil. He's going to come back. And that's why I feel they're going to continue to stand up to him. And at some point, they will go on the offensive. And that's what a lot of people like CBS, I'm sure all of you have heard, the producer of 60 Minutes quit. Do you guys remember I told you, I was hoping we weren't going to be here today. I said at the time, a lot of Americans have their priorities wrong when it comes to dealing with dictatorships, with dictators. That was last year, probably the first quarter of 2024. I said that a few times in my videos. CBS, among others, because they are, instead of being concerned like Harvard is doing, they are thinking about how much money, or they're thinking about the bottom line instead of standing on principle. If they think Trump is just going to walk away and be happy, they are sadly mistaken. And as I was reading about that last night and I was thinking about this, I've said it before, Orban did the same thing in Hungary and still doing it. In fact, I read an article not too long ago how him and his buddies took over a company, and the owner of the company left the country, left Hungary. It happened in 2024. I don't see that happening in this country, but Trump will continue to extort people. That's what I feel. And that's what he's been doing. Democrats are fully aware of it. Republicans are aware of it. But they are hold little girls. No, I'm sorry. Not little girls, because there's some brave women out there, sorry. Babies. I'm scared of the world, There is something in my bedroom. That's these people. It doesn't work. They have to stand up. But that's what CBS will find out. And from what I understand, Jim Shudo said he had the right answer. He said he hopes CBS enjoy whatever money they think they're gonna be able to save by making a deal with Trump, because he knows what I am talking about. You don't make deals with people like Trump. You stand up to them and you fight them. Believe me, it's better to die on your feet than to die on your knees. But that's what I was talking about last year when I was talking about having our priorities in the wrong way. Trump has been extorting, and there's a lot more behind the scenes we don't know yet, but that will come out in time from journalists investigating a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. But my prediction is we're going to get lucky this time, and it's because Trump is full of incompetent people around him. That's our blessings. They are mean-spirited like Noem, the guy. The guy who said, I forget his name right now, Lutnick. Okay, these people, Elon. But they're all dumb, and they get people angry at them. Trump can keep them if he wants to, if he's better off for us. But the thing is, that's what's going to sink him in. That's what's going to sink this whole administration. That's my prediction. That's how we're going to get lucky. These people don't know what they are doing. They are not very bright, and they are so full of themselves. They think they are going to be there forever. And that's Trump's plans, by the way. I don't know how many of you this morning heard him talking about. I mean, can you imagine this? A president of the United States going out walking around the White House, where he's going to have 2 beautiful flagpoles installed. Our economy is tanking. Recession is around the corner. But he's talking about beautiful flagpoles. Imagine that. But that's what's going to save us. They are too dumb. But let me answer that question. Tam Seasalt is asking, what is Harris thinking to host $25,000 dinner while we protest rich rulers? Well, somebody asked me that question yesterday, and I was going to talk about it later. The person asked, I was talking about, someone asked me, would Biden and Obama come back into power? And I said, I don't see that. I'm not even, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said I didn't think that's what's going to happen. Someone else asked me, why not Kamala, because she was the winner. I'm not disputing that. The thing is, Trump is already in the White House. The Republicans are not just going to walk away, okay? And I don't feel Democrats are willing to go where we would need to go to make a change like that. And so that brings me to Tim's question. Kamala is still young. She simply is unsure whether she wants to run for governor or to run for president again. And if you were listening to the noise intuitively, when I focus on her, it was an amazing ride. Regardless, that she lost, but she was well received. One day we will discuss. There are certain things I don't want to talk about them because I don't want to give anybody hope that they're going to recount and they're going to bring Kamala back into the White House. I wish that could be done, believe me. But we will discuss that in a year or so after Trump leaves office, what happened behind the scenes. But Kamala is raising money for what she decides to do next. It feels like, to me, it's going to be a federal election. But Kamala is not rich. And you know something? I'll take a super 1% Kamala Harris. 1% among the wealthy people before I take Elon Musk, the Lutniks of this world. I don't know what Lutniks' background is. But these people, to me, are very mean-spirited. They don't understand the plight of those like myself. I've been hungry, slept on my car when I was in college. But to answer Tam Seasall question, I wouldn't put Kamala Harris in the same basket as Trump or any of those people. If Kamala is raising money, I don't feel Kamala is a grifter. Please let me know. Intuitively, I don't see it. She doesn't want to do anything to attract anything negative to affect her reputation. And, we never have enough money. But I don't feel as I'm saying this, what I'm being shown, since, my formative years, when I was a young guy, I was in Haiti. And there were certain things that were instilled in you. And I don't doubt Kamala Harris's mom and dad. They share those same basic things. Because when you meet people, there are certain things You'll be surprised. Somebody from Russia, okay, and somebody, and myself, we're both immigrants. You'll be surprised how much you have in common. Even, I'm talking about immigrants, okay? The reason why I'm talking about immigrants is because, more in comparison to people like Lutnick and others who are putting money first, immigrants will tend to be, yes, we love money too. We want to be rich too. But we'll put people first. It's not money, like I was complaining about CBS. So I hope I explained that properly. So if I see Kamala raising money, where I go is she's going to run for something. I may be unsure of which one because she hasn't made up her mind. I keep focusing on her. I'm getting White House. And sometimes she says, maybe I'll go for something else. Because public service, that's all she's known. And at this point in her life, yes, she can become, CEO of a company, but who needs that headache? She's specialized on something else, There are other opportunities. But that's what I feel it is. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Tom. And the next thing is to answer one more question. Fear of taking our market, taking our economy, how we have been reacting. That's the reason why Trump changed his mind about China. And also, according to the news, they warned him about empty shelves. And what that reminds you of, when did we have empty shelves? Shelves? I'm saying shelves. Shelves. Shelves, sorry. Empty shelves remind us of the pandemic. And everything was crashing. And that's what Trump is picturing. He doesn't want to be associated with that stuff anymore. So all those things, market is thinking, the economy, recession, a whole slew of stuff. That's what scared him. So the answer is, fear played a major deal on Trump changing his mind. As far as Hegseth is concerned, there is more to the situation than Hegseth is telling us. And last night as well, because when I walk around here, if I'm not talking to anybody and I'm not working here or trying to learn something from Rachel Maddow or reading through one of those books that were written about our situation, current situations, I feel, and I answered my own question. I know intuitively Russia and China are paying attention to Hegseth, people around him who are talking on that app. I don't remember which one it was, okay? Because I don't use them except for one. I don't even remember the name right now, but WhatsApp is the one I use because I have it on my phone, but I don't use it every day. I use it mostly for international stuff. But, people call me from the international, from abroad for readings. The thing is, I was wondering, since they had about an hour, they are monitoring those conversations, why they did not say anything to the Houthis. And intuitively, I feel it's because they don't want our government. They know the Trump regime is suspicious, but they did not want to take action to make it clear that they know what's going on, because they wanted those guys to divulge more secrets. Intuitively, I feel to them, it's worth more if they stay quiet and gather as much information as they possibly can than letting the Houthis or share it with the Houthis right now, if they may not even have enough time to prepare to defend themselves anyway. So that's what I got. Okay, but they are aware of what Hegseth is doing, and they know right now we are very vulnerable, and there is going to be more pressure on Trump. I don't care what Trump says. As far as, he's behind Hegseth. That's not true. Okay? Behind the scenes, they are freaking out. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, last night, they were, I don't remember where I read it. Oh yeah, they are very concerned, and I heard it this morning as well, that the White House, at the level of dysfunction and the Pentagon, are these people crazy? I am not there. I mean, intuitively, I knew that I didn't expect better from him. But they are taking action behind the scenes. They're simply not saying anything. And Hegseth knows his days are numbered as well, because the position he's in right now, you can't lead. Not an organization like the Pentagon. He's not like he understands the perception of the people below him. His reports. He's arrogant. He has a big mouth. He doesn't know squat. That's the that's how he's perceived there. He's a DEI. The thing he really hates, that's what he is. And they have no respect for him. I've said that before, but I was focusing on this last night. He knows. It's a matter of when he either decides to go or Trump gets rid of him. There is no way. This is unsustainable. And Elon, as I have said before, his tenure is coming to an end. He said it. I've heard him talk about it. And he's saying that it's because Tesla needs him. Or, the people, the shareholders, and the member of the board of Tesla are saying he has to leave the government and come back. That's baloney too. Okay? He's leaving because he's got no friends. They hate his guts. Yes, his mandate, according to what I hear, you only allowed, if you're a special employee, you only, by law, you are only allowed to stay 3 months. But Trump doesn't care about laws. But the bad blood between Elon and people at the White House around Trump is so bad, they can't wait for him to leave. And the minute he leaves, it's going to be worse for the Doge people. This is unsustainable. I know Trump has long-term plan beyond 2028. It's going to come crashing down. And also, if you see the way he's treating immigrants, this is classic this is the classic way whenever he feels to do it to us. Let me read something let me see if this is it, that I read this morning that Trump is working on. It says, I will read the title simply. It says the Trump administration has teased 3 new tactics as part of the immigration crackdown, which could expand to include deporting convicts. To include deporting convicted U.S. citizens, Axios Brittany Gibson writes. And those 3 things that they are saying, I only need to read the title, you will know what they mean. Send convicted U.S. citizens to prison abroad. Put critics of the administration policies in jeopardy. That's people like me, journalists, and anyone who says anything wrong. And that's the classic ad hoc. Okay? And the third one is question the authority of the court. That's the scary part. Everything Trump does, if you have any idea about dictatorship, it's scary. And the reason why I'm not scared, but I'm using the word scary because when they employ those tactics under dictatorships, what you see, he's not listening to the Supreme Court who ordered him in a nice way to bring Garcia back. He's not doing it. This is only him testing to see if he can get away with it. There is not a screen that I have. I'll read it to you tomorrow because it's getting too late now, of ways. And, it's surprising. That's what I've been saying to you. So I'll read it tomorrow to you because we don't have time now. The thing is, I've been saying to you, the courts and us is the more peaceful way of dislodging Trump. And that's one of the ideas that they have among about 4 or 5 ways that the Trump can go and apply. That's the Supreme Court can use to dislodge Trump or force him to back down because they don't have guns. They have, even if they were to ask the sheriffs, the marshals, however you want to call them, the authorities to take action, Bundy will block them. But right now, Trump is doing these things thinking he's going to get away with it. I don't think so. And if they were, I know all the protests scare them. I hope they look a little deeper because Americans are not going to stand up for it. I know the next step, just like that, as I'm saying this, I'm seeing the picture of that guy from the Heritage Foundation who says, if they are not, I'm paraphrasing, if they're not allowed to implement this, whatever it is they want to do peacefully, there'll be blood. Well, yeah, there'll be blood, unfortunately. But the Supreme Court has ways. And no, Alito and Thomas will be against it because they think this is stupid. Trump is never going to go after them. I got news for everybody. Trump doesn't care. I'm sure you guys know, but intuitively, Trump is going to turn on a couple of people in this administration, and this round. It will be shocking. So that will prove to everyone who have doubts on their minds what Trump will do. That's my prediction. And that will put the fear that Alito and Thomas think they feel they are above. Nothing is going to happen to them. But the rest of the Supreme Court, the other justices, are full, and their families too. It's not only them, their families. They are afraid of where the country is going. And if one day Trump decides they make a decision, what Trump can do. Yeah. And they are not going to give up their power. And yes, intuitively, I feel the Supreme Court has made a decision. They have no choice but to embrace and take on their responsibilities to stand up for America. They don't like it, but they feel just like the rest of the judiciary. And they know they have to keep us, the people, on their side. They are aware of that. That's the only way they will have peace with, or put Trump back in his box, and they'll do it. But intuitively, I feel they understand where they are, and they are willing to do their duties. Sorry. That's my prediction. Okay. I'll answer some questions. Oh, you guys, almost forgot to say this. Yesterday, well, I don't know how many of you are watching. This thing is, the chat is different today. I wrote to the support people on Twitter. They told me, well, you know, if I have kids enabled or something, I'm terrified from having kids having to do anything on my channel. So I blocked that. But they told me that's what could cause the problem that I was having yesterday. It wasn't me. It was YouTube doing work. It feels like to me, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what they were doing yesterday. But that's what caused the problem. But they fixed it today, and they have, well, I don't know how many times a year they do major releases, but they've made some changes because I don't know if you noticed today, I saw people who donated to the channel. I did not see that for the past week or two or more. That's why some people donated, you know, I didn't say thank you. It's because it didn't show at the top of the screen, but today it's showing, among other things. There's one more thing. Also, every time somebody hit the thumbs up, it's showing, and there's a counter. It has a thumbs up next to it. Well, it has a thumbs up and the counter next to it, counting up. So yeah, they released a new version of this application. I just wanted to share that. Yesterday wasn't me. It wasn't me. You know, guys, that song? it wasn't me. Somebody said something. Kajitan Hilaire Lynch said, she is playing the long game to be superpower. Exactly. And, well, you're right. But the way Trump is not playing any games. Trump is playing one game, okay? He's stealing people's money, extorting people, and enrich himself and his family. That's the Trump game. He doesn't care about the country. So she's gonna, well, let's hope I'm not confusing time, within the next year or so, Trump will be gone. Or however it happens, I don't know. But let's see what happens. Okay. Team Sea Salt says fundraiser is raising money for politics. Okay, I don't know about that one. Let me scroll down, look for questions. Have a nice work, Glorious E. Numerologically, Trump is in a two. Isabel Caputo said, numerologically, Trump is in a 2 personal year. In a 2 year, we are meant to cooperate. If you don't cooperate, you lose. Confirm that astrology for him. Oh, okay. Well, he's losing. Trump doesn't know how to cooperate. It's what he wants to do. And that's why he's been losing. So you're correct. Sophia TC says, Milu, thank you, we love you too. What your thought on America intervening with African leaders? President Traoré, France is upset with Traoré. I've never heard of who this person is. There's a lot of, Africa has been changing, and I am not an expert, but intuitively I feel whatever difference there's between, that's a long history there. I'm not even going to try to start the situation between Trump and Africa. It changes from country to country in Africa, but I feel they will reach an agreement. Okay, I don't feel it's whatever. I feel like saying within the next year, something positive will come out of that French. And I don't know which country that. I don't know what Trioti or Traoré. I don't know which African country he's the president of. But I feel they're going to cooperate no matter what. Okay. Okay. James thank you says he needs to be gone now. Well, I know how you feel. Billy S says, when 45 and gang leave, will we find they raided the Treasury? I doubt it. I mean, the way Trump is, we're not going to find out he raided the Treasury. But I feel I got to buy a new chair, you guys. What we're going to find out is the extortion and the kickbacks that Trump is getting, because if he were to do anything with the Treasury, it's too easy to track. So he's not going to do that. Oh my God, time went by fast. I just look at the time. Yogi Bear says, meanwhile, all immigrations in trouble of being deported. Right now, no. This Trump thing, it's more about TV show, showing how strong he is. Yes, Stephen Miller wants to hurt people. Trump wants to hurt people. They all want to hurt people. But it's because they are frustrated, so they are hurting. If you notice, okay, they couldn't find enough people without papers and people who committed crimes, so they are trying to arrest all kinds of people now. And it's backfiring. Give it another month or two, okay? This is unsustainable. Just like Trump, Hegseth went out and said the tariff war between Trump and Russia is and not Russia, and China is unsustainable. Well, the same thing with immigration. I know a lot of people think that Trump is doing the things, the right thing with immigration. I don't think so. I feel the majority of Americans don't think this is the right way to go. And, when you start separating families, people who have been here 40, 50 years, yes, they're not documented, but they are contributing and they have American kids, and Trump now wants to do away with, I don't remember how you call it, when you are here, you have a child. Well, he should deport his own wife and his own kid too, So it's a little more, it's going to get very complicated for Trump. Birthright citizenship, that's the phrase I was looking for. Okay, let me see. Yes, thank you, Arlene McWilliams, for asking this question. Arlene said, what is going to happen with the bill in Congress to put on 22 judges who support Trump? This is crazy. And also, the reason why I'm glad Arlene asked that question is because I meant to mention it, but time ran out. I spoke a little too much. Trump is trying to find ways to remove judges and justices. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he fired or tried to remove 2 judges, okay? And they want to remove, and Bukele did the same thing, I believe, in El Salvador. Trump is trying to do the same thing here. He's a follower, okay? I don't think it's going to work. I don't feel that's going to pass. I don't know much about this, but I don't feel Trump is going to be able to do a lot of the stuff that what he's doing, he's testing to see what he can get away with. And I mean, if we think we're in a messy situation today, it's going to get worse. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmeter.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Again, chat monitors, thank you for your help. I will see you all tomorrow, same time. Till then, bye.